Hello, my lovely, and welcome to episode 25 of the Prosperous Yogini podcast. And this week is another one of my mini-sodes. I'm trying to do a mini-sode once a month. These are episodes where somehow, by some form of a miracle, I managed to stick to around 10 minutes, which if you listen to last week's episode 24, I managed to talk to myself. Yes, talk to myself for nearly an hour answering your questions. So today's episode is, I just want to say this to you. What if you are right where you are meant to be? I have said this so much this week to so many of the people that I'm either mentoring or training or just interacting with, just saying, and to myself, what if you are right where you are meant to be? And I'm going to take this in terms of our business, our yoga teaching business. But of course, the advice that I'm giving to you today is actually something that you could apply to all areas of your life. And actually, the more we work on our yoga business, the more we become aware and pay attention to our mindset and mastering our mindset, the more we begin to realize that although we may separate it all, this is my yoga business, this is my family life, this is my self-care, it is all interlinked. It is all playing into the mix of the energetic being that is you. So what if you are right where you are meant to be in your yoga business? I think this has come up a lot, maybe for me, maybe for you guys, maybe for the people that I've been working with recently, because we are coming towards the end of the year. If you're listening to this in real time, it is currently the end of November, nearly December 2022. And at this stage of the year, we start to look back, reflect on what we have done. I really hope you look back and reflect on all the things you have done, really celebrate all your achievements, whatever they are, however big or small they may feel, and be super grateful for everything you've achieved this year. Even if it was to step back from your yoga business, to step back from something and do less. Celebrate this. This is all part of your yoga business. It doesn't have to always be something big, something grand, something new. Sometimes less is more. I go back to that question. What if you are right where you are meant to be in your yoga business? So this helps us to go, because when we reflect on what has happened, what we have achieved, we also may be drawn to what we hoped we were going to achieve this year, what we expected was going to happen this year. And if those things haven't quite yet mapped out as we had planned, had we expected, we may feel a sense of failing or a sense of not being enough, not being good enough, not having done enough. This mindset, this attitude, this behavior pattern is what I call shouldism. I should have by now. I should have done that. Then that slips us into another one of our habits, our self-limiting beliefs that ain't going to help us, but we're human and we slip into these things. Comparison, comparing ourselves to others. So we may be doing stuff like looking at other yoga teachers, other people who are self-employed in a service-based industry, other friends, family members that may be running their own business, and looking to them and thinking, well, look at what they've done. Why haven't I done that? Okay, first of all, if you do slip into comparison, I just want to send you a whole amount of love. Comparison is the killer of joy. Not only, I'm going to ask you the question, what if you are right where you're meant to be in your business? I also want to say you are also in your own unique lane. What other people are doing, what other people are achieving at certain times in their business, in their career, in their lives, is completely irrelevant to you, because you are right where you're meant to be. You are receiving, achieving, doing things at the right pace for you. And I think the more we start to focus on this, the more we start to maybe look back at what we hope we'd achieved. And let's say something doesn't come to fruition. And I'm going to give you an example of that in a minute. For me personally, at the time, it can feel like, oh, I failed. And why hasn't this happened? And then a few months down the line, you're so pleased it hasn't. So I run every year, most years, a foundation yoga teacher training course. This year, My one finished back in, when did it finish? June 2022. And I fully intended to start my next one in the autumn, in September, October 2022. I put it out there into the world. We did a free training session. We had lots of interest. We had people inquiring about the training session, but it was getting to August. And if I'm like totally upfront with you guys, one person has signed up. Not just that, I had so much interest, like way more than normal, but everyone was coming back to me saying, I'd really love to train, but I just don't feel like right now I can financially commit. And I get it, like, I get it, what's happened this year, the messaging that we might pick up on the news, turn on the news, like we've all got no money. And for some people, that is genuinely the case, that their financial situation means they haven't got additional funds to train to be a yoga teacher right now. Like, I'm making no judgments on this, but it felt a real struggle for me. And it also just felt really unaligned that I was going back to people, you know, persuading them to sign up to the course because I wanted to run my training course. It's a great course. And I also knew that training to be a yoga teacher, it wasn't just the cost of the course, to look beyond that, and that it's an investment and they're going to be a trained yoga teacher, and for the rest of their lives they can go out, help people, share the light that's yoga, and make money from their investment. And they would, I know, because they were trained and worked with me, 100% make their investment back many times over. But it can be hard to see that when you're looking at, well, this is how much the course costs, and I don't have that money right now. And I understand that, and I respected that, and I picked up on this energy of fear and scarcity, and I just didn't want to feed into it. So I just chatted to Jane. I was like, Jane, I don't know what it is. Like, this is August and the course was due to start in September. And we talked about maybe we'd push it back to October. And then just something really strong inside me just went, I'm going to let it go. I'm not going to run another course this year. And I'm not sure when I'm going to run another one, but I'm just going to have faith. And I let it go. Now, in terms of what I hope to achieve, income goals, offers, I could easily feel like I am not where I am meant to be right now. I am so relieved that that training course didn't happen in the autumn. Lots of other things have filled its place. Lots of other opportunities have come along, not to mention both Jane and I had some personal stuff going on that would have been like pretty stressful to fit in a new training course. And we got past October, and then just really bizarrely, I started to get inquiries about my training course. I wasn't advertising one. I have now set up the sales page for my training course, booked a new venue, put it out there. I haven't been pushing this training course at all. We're starting March next year, and I'm already half full. Okay. I want you to just pick up on this. I'm giving you an example of a training course. This example, it doesn't matter whether it's a yoga teacher training course, an online membership, a weekly class. It is all about the energy and trusting. And this is so hard when we go, I am right where I'm meant to be. Trusting that the universe knows, that the universe has your back, that we may ask the universe for certain things. We may want to create and achieve certain things by certain dates. And that's that intention that we put out into the universe. And then when we don't immediately see it, we're like, well, why? And you might be frustrated by that. And I want you to, this is so hard. I find it so hard, but I'm sharing advice with you that I give myself on a daily basis that I find hard to do. But when I follow my own advice, when I lean into this advice, the magic happens. So there's a sense that I am right where I'm meant to be. If something hasn't yet taken off, if something didn't quite manifest, if I didn't manage to get that class off the ground, if I didn't manage to sell that online course, if I didn't manage to set up my training course this autumn, that it was all part of the plan. Okay, that if I just trust that at the right time, at the right place, that things will happen, then this helps to step us away from shouldism. Well, that should have happened. And I could have pushed through. I could have pushed through all that resistance, both from me and those that were considering booking with me, and forced the course to happen. Okay. I don't think it would have been a great experience for any of us. I also, when I feel like, yes, this is where I'm meant to be, it helps me to drop out of comparison. And when you do find yourself turning to other people and thinking, well, look what they've got and look what they're doing, and why did their training course happen and not mine, right? Okay. Wow, I had those thoughts. I'm human, by the way. Of course. But when we have those thoughts, to just recognize them, first of all, like, they are actually signs that that is what we want. That is what's lighting us up. That's what we're intended to do. So there's the seed. Have faith that it will happen at the right time for us. And then really actually celebrate the achievements of other people. When you see someone who's smashing it, that don't be like, oh, why can't I do that? Okay, be like, they are proving it's possible. They are shining a light to what I can achieve if I just step back, slow down, listen, lean into what I love, and just have complete faith that I'm where I'm meant to be. Now I'm conscious I've got to stick to 10 minutes. So I want to end this also. When we go, I am where I'm meant to be. Thank you, universe. And I'm ready to receive what is coming next. When we go into that place, not only do we feel like we recognize more the achievements that have happened this year, we are more grateful for what has happened in our business this year. We also change our relationship with time. Now, time and our relationship with time is a whole podcast episode that, don't worry, is coming up. But when we feel that we don't have enough time, and this, you may know from last week's podcast, I'd surveyed some yoga teachers in my community, and a lot of them came back by just saying, struggling to have time to do everything, struggling to have the time to do my own yoga practice, to manage the kids, to do my part-time employee job and my yoga business. And I get that, right? I get that. I have children. I am full-time in my yoga business. It's a big yoga business. I've got lots of ideas. And I'm a generator, by the way. So I know human design is a whole topic for another podcast. But once I do look into human design, because once I looked into my human design and looked into qualities of the generator, I went, oh, that's why I do all of this stuff. And it lights me up and I love it. Okay, but when we go, I am right where I'm meant to be. This is where I'm meant to be. The universe knows. I know, right? I know that everything has come to me at the right time. Then all of a sudden, that feeling that I haven't got enough time, that I should have done more in the time that I've got, this all slips away. And that, I haven't got enough time. I need more time. There isn't enough time to do everything in. Listen to that and think about that. Let's think about it okay, I've talked a lot about the woo-woo, the universe today. Let's think about that. To finish, I realize I'm trying to stick to my mini-sode. Let's think about that in terms of, right, your nervous system. That is sympathetic nervous system. That is stress. And you don't need that. And when you step back from stress, when you come to that neutral balance place and like, I am right where I'm meant to be, it is amazing how that shift in energy changes the flow of things. So I'm just going to leave you with this. What if? Love that question alone, but what if? What if you are right where you are meant to be right now and you leaned into that, not just leaned into it, but you loved that. All right, my darlings, I'll see you all next week.